Hey, Mazel Tov, bitches. I'm Mr. Pagan. This is God Concept Podcast. How you doing? As you can tell from the Mazel Tov, bitches, I've been studying, a little Judaism, Hebrew, and things like that. Just expanding my mind in the religious realm. You know what I mean? I have to. You know, it's my, something that my soul was calling me to do, as well as learning new religion. I mean, new languages and things like that. Um, yeah, welcome to God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan, and we're just gonna have a conversation, have a brief conversation. Um, what's new going on with me? I've been in a very creative space, but space for creativity has been unavailable to me, I should say. So I got to MacGyver my way into being creative. You know what I mean? I got to MacGyver my way into actually creating things that I need to do, because I don't have all the resources available to me, you know. But on the side of things where I want to just take the time to say, um, wow, all these, like, okay, my last podcast, it was real freaky to me because my last podcast that I did, I was explaining something to people. I was explaining something to everybody out there. And my heart goes out to everybody who lost somebody. And what appears to be a terrorist attack, a domestic terrorist attack done by somebody here or who came here from abroad or whatever. That's why Trump is putting so many people out of the country. He put out a bunch of Mexican people, illegal Mexicans. He put out, from what I've seen, few Cuban people as well, illegal Cubans, I believe. I believe he took them straight from prison, put them on an airplane, and went straight to Cuba. You know what I mean? And drop their ass off at Guantanamo Bay. I always get tongue twisted when I say that Guantanamo Bay thing. But yeah, man, it's the state of our United States has been really just trippy to me. It seems like a lot of spiritual things is playing out on different levels in our society, in our government, in the heavens above. It seems like a war is being waged. You know what I mean? It's an unspoken, maybe written somewhere war that's being waged. You know what I mean? It's a very spiritual thing, and it's hard to really put in perspective something that's spiritual into something like paper or video or you know what I mean? It's hard to really put that type of stuff, you know what I mean, in perspective for people. Because so many levels. You got to damn near have three sets of different eyes to be able to really decipher and discern what's actually going on around you. But I believe his moves was hopefully for the best. I'm not a fortune teller or anything like that, but I seen what was happening. And when that plane crashed, man, all I could think about was my last podcast. And a podcast I've done leading up to that. And I've been explaining to everybody what I thought was going on. And lo and behold, something like this happens. So I'm a bit choked up. I'm a bit, emotional because I told you so. That's all I can say at this point. I told you so. I had a gut feeling, I had gut instincts. Things moved me in a way to move me out of the way of danger. Because I was working in the Northeast for a while. So I just want to thank the creator for just keeping me and my family safe, you know. But it's fucked up that we got to worry about these type of things. It's fucked up that we got to wonder if these type of things are being perpetrated by our own government, by our own people, by our own people that don't like the government, by what's going on. Me personally, I think our government has a little bit too much control, but at the same time, I understand why they have to have this control. You know, the thing that I don't understand about our government is the ritualistic things that they allow to happen in people's lives and in their family. You know, they grow up with these different things, and it's more like it's allowed for some demonic thing that's playing out in this earth. You know what I mean? That's going on. A lot of us is just going around and we don't understand that really we are in some type of elaborate maze, a pentabyrinth, if you will. You know, and your life is really designed in a way. And, you know, if you don't follow, you know, if you don't, if you follow along with the narrative that everybody's playing out, right? You'll find yourself in a very bad situation. But if you follow the narrative of your soul, of your heart, of what you was called to do, then you won't find yourself in bad situations. Me personally, I believe that a lot of this played out, you know, as far as my personal experience with my family and how they, you know, did a lot of fucked up shit, right? I feel like that played out because I spent too much time within that family setting. I was meant to go out, explore, do different things, but I was too loyal to people who wasn't loyal to me. You know, that's how it is sometimes. You know what I mean? When you got family and you got love for your family, you stick around your family and you want to see your family do well. You hope that they do good towards one another because that's what you're doing towards them. Not all family is like that, but that's the way it is. And I also believe that they was allowed to do the things that they was doing for secret orders. You know, maybe the things that they was doing was to make me look like something that I'm not. But I had to speak up on my podcast. And I said a lot of things on this podcast. My bad, I got to keep adjusting my screen. I'm getting messages that's making my screen slide down ever so gently. And I don't want this thing to fall and mess up my recording. But, you know, when I seen what was going on, when I seen the path that they was laying in front of me, I had to avert, you know, and me averting the path that was laid in front of me caused me to have a lot of hardships in my life, a lot of pain and strife. You know, go listen to that song. It's available on all streaming platforms right now. But me averting the path that they ultimately wanted me to take, you know, the path that they swore my nature would take, took me down a path that I was always meant to take. Ain't that some shit? That's a hell of a fucking fork in the road. You know what I mean? Because it's like at that point, it's like either you're gonna battle to do what's good, what's right for you and your family and everything, no matter what it takes, through all the adversities and all the hardships and triumphs, and also put out truth and knowledge, and you know, give people power to really just decide and see and discern what's going on in this dichotomy we live in. Or I could have took a path of negativity, which would have ultimately destroyed me and ultimately would have hurt my family, my children, farther than what it's already been. So, you know, you live and you learn. I look at everybody. Nobody's exempt from hardships, trials and tribulations, the things that, you know what I mean? Every story has a rocky road to it. It's up to you if you're going to let a motherfucker paint a picture of you that's not so decent or not, you know? Me, preferably, you know, I like to paint Picassos in my life. That don't mean every spot on that picture. Damn, it was like I got hit with three messages and a phone call back to back to back. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Everything you creating is not going to be a masterpiece, and that's what discourage a lot of people from actually going out and doing more with their life than going out here being a battery or a robot at one of these corporations, one of these jobs and shit like that. Yeah, you need it because you got to still get along and still, you know, make out in life. But ultimately, it's about what you're going to build with that. You know what I mean? I got caught up in getting massages and shit like that and just trying to really rebuild myself. You know what I mean? Learn who I am. You know what I mean? Not even who I am. What I'm learning more about the soul that I possess. What talents and abilities? What does this soul want to do? What did this soul want to do with its life in this lifetime that I'm living, that it's living through me? What did that want to do? You know what I mean? And the more and more I look inwardly and see what that is, that essence is, it pulls out of me things that I didn't even know I had in me. You know what I mean? I understand now that I'm a great therapist. You know what I mean? I'm a great speaker. I understand people well. You know what I mean? I'm a great artist. I'm a great creator. When I'm allowed and not being inhibited, the emotional moments or the right, feelings I need to create. That's what it's all about, man. Getting in that moment, getting in that mode when you're allowed to be in that mode. You know what I mean? You really gotta fight your way just to be in that mode at times. You know? Yeah. But man, that journey has been just wild, man. Just, eye opening and very just, you know, tedious. You know, I'm gonna tell you that the hardest part of this journey for me, right? Knowing I'm being antagonized, around those that I love. You know what I mean? The battle that's fought through the people that you love. You know what I mean? Not understanding the role of people in your life. That's the hardest part to me. It's like you may have a mother, right? Or you may have, I'm not going to say a mother, right? Hitting too close to home. You may have a father or uncle or something like that. And you're not understanding that your life is put together like a chessboard, you should say. Everybody in your life has a different lineage, different object to how they're going to deal with you in your life until you can either force them into doing things your way or just simply understanding the role that they play and maneuvering yourself around the position that they hold. And these different pieces has different family names. You'll notice in the community, you got a bunch of different families in your community. All those different families have different last names, and they're strategically placed in your life. You know what I mean? If you notice, when you go certain places, you could be far away and certain people still pop up, this and that. Or you could be going through something in your life, and next thing you know, these people start popping up. And you'll notice at first, you'll be traveling around in the same area. This is what I meant to say. You'll be in this area for so long, right? And nobody ever will show up that's influential, that's doing anything like that. And then out of nowhere, you'll start noticing more people start popping up, more this and that popping up. Is it because is it because they're sent there to pop up, or is it because they're sent there? It's just mere coincidence, you know. I don't know. I'm starting to see that a lot of the things that's being controlled is controlled for either your either you building and being something greater or for your detriment, for somebody to see you and say, oh, no, because that's another thing society too does too. Build up a lot of rhetoric about you and things like that. And it's easy to do because if you having a personal emotion that's truly personal, right? You thinking, you went deep thought about something, and you find yourself in front of one of these cameras or something like that, right? And you having your personal moment, right? that can be taken and misconstrued and perceived to be, oh, he's having a meltdown. Oh, he's up to some weird shit. Oh, he's up to some type of no. I'm having a personal moment. This is why I do believe that all the cameras that's around is an invasion of your privacy. They really don't need them, but they're there. If you got cameras and tracking devices on my phone, why do you need them out in society like that? And better yet, if you're using the likeness of people, right? Why can't they get paid for that? Right? Because that's what you're doing. You're taking these cameras, feeds, and you sending them wherever you sending them at, abroad, whatever. Like in Philadelphia, they just introduced the portal to Philadelphia where you can see different places from all over the place, right? What if that portal was just there so you could have a more face-to-face introduction with the audience that been watching you already for a long time, and you never even knew it? Shit, we got CCTV. We watch them all the time over there where they at and see their streets and public places and stuff like that. What's to say they're not doing that to us? It's invasion of privacy. We should be getting paid to be on somebody's TV screen. That's what I say. It shouldn't be no reason why I should have to struggle to look for work, why I should have no money in my pockets, why I should be going through all these things in my life, unless it's just a show to amuse somebody else. Who am I amusing? Who are you amusing? You think about this. Who are we amusing in our everyday lives, living this life in society? Is there a puppet master from abroad somewhere that's shaping and altering our reality over here? I don't know. I guess you could say I just got a vivid fucking imagination. I could just, you know, imagine these type of things and these, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if I'm right or not? You know, if it is all a show, who would want to watch the destruction of a person? What person would want to watch the destruction of another person's family, their household, their, you know what I mean? From my point of view and how I see it, right? You had certain family members who was involved in my situation who changed their last names, who basically cut ties with a family lineage. And who does that? What who plays those type of games? You could cut off a certain family lineage. Who stands to gain from that? Is it because you already was bought and sold? Your life story was already bought and sold. People just got to pay attention. People got to pay attention to their life, the life they're living, and stop being so fucking ignorant. And I'm saying that because you got to keep your families together. Anytime you're out here and you're doing things that's separating your family, you're giving the go ahead for somebody to fuck your life up. Whenever you're not exercising mental fortitude, human decency, when you're not doing that, you're giving somebody the authority to fuck your life up. Whenever you run to an authority or somebody like that to help you out in your life and you can't control what's happening in your own life, you're giving somebody authority to either help or hinder your life, ultimately. Keep your families together. Keep your fathers in the household. Keep your mothers in the household. If you know there's a mother going through something, try to get us some help. If you know there's a father going through something, try to get him some fucking help. Even if you don't like him, do it for the betterment of his children. That makes sense. Even if it's family you don't like, you're going to let them suffer because ultimately you're going to see their children suffer. And I'm saying that because I was one of those children who suffered. I had people who could have got somebody help, who could have got help for family situations that been happening, you know, living like fucking peasants and paupers. For so fucking long. Was that for some? Was that theatrical? Was that just being done, or was that some type of operation to see how long was a motherfucker gonna live like that until they figure it out? I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no offense to anybody. You niggas should be ashamed of your fucking self. God damn, you niggas should be ashamed of your fucking self. Mm, what? Here we are. That's what it is. I just hope people get better. And I say that with no judgment, no malice, no hatred. Because I know, my mission. I know my goal in life. My goal is to pave the way for my children because I brought them into this earth. Pave the way for my children, and at the same time get back in balance and on my own path. You know what I mean? Get back in line with that. I came to Philly today. I went to my therapy session. This morning it was a little confusion because I was trying to walk across the Jersey Bridge to get a little exercise because my stomach getting a little bit fat. I am having like back spasms a little bit, little shooting pains or spurts or whatever here and there, but that's neither here nor there, right? But I'm trying to get across the Jersey Bridge is fucking locked down because it's snow on the Jersey Bridge. They had to fucking salt the bridge or whatever. I was a little bit pissed, but I walked back to the bus station, got on the bus, came over here, had a great conversation with a lady about Planned Parenthood. Sat there, talked to her for a while, went and did my therapy, listened to my music, sit up here, made plans and things like that, and just. I'm not saying this for any particular reason. I'm just saying this because this is just my day. Like, that's just what I've done in a day. You know, what I wish I could have did in the day, what I was hoping to do in the day was probably go see my kids, go see my children, go do something with them, um, go do my taxes. Get some taxes done. Uh, what the fuck? Create this podcast. Probably listen to something where I could come up with some type of song or some type of rhythm or whatever to write something. And continue my books and things like that. That's all life. That's what life's about, man. You know what I mean? Life is about that. Creating and waiting to see what somebody else is going to create and build in their life, man. So yeah, with that, this is my episode. You guys stay aware, stay blessed, and I'm Mr. Pagan, and this has been another episode of God Concept Podcast. Peace.